Baltimore is home to many amazing African-American figures throughout history, but there's one you may not know about. Joe Gans, boxing's first ever African-American champion, and many say the greatest fighter to ever come out of the lightweight division. WMAR 2 News' Xavier Wary highlights Gans and his efforts to bridge the gap between racism and boxing.
At 5'6" and 140 pounds, Joe Gans, who was born in Baltimore, was the first African-American world lightweight boxing champion.
He was defending his title in Goldfield, Nevada on September the 3rd, 1906. It was a 42-round fight. Actually, I believe it was supposed to be a 44-round fight, but the terms were dictated to him, and he's the champion.
Kevin Grace is the president and director of Friends of Joe Gans, working to make sure his legacy and his Baltimore roots are never forgotten.
It was the biggest purse ever at that time, $30,000. The manager of Oscar Belling Nelson said, well, we'll take the $20,000, you take the $10,000, and you got 3 weigh-ins with your gloves and shoes on, and if you don't make weight, you forfeit the title. So here he is, the champion, so he had to deal with that. So, you know, he's fighting not just his opponent in the ring, but societal things as well, Jim Crow.
He would get the nickname the Old Master. He still has relatives in Baltimore, and they continue to share how Gans provided hope for African Americans both then and now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I've often wondered what you have inside of you to be able to fight 42 rounds in a fight that normally probably would have been stopped, just so it could continue to see if the other fighter, the other boxer, could win. To keep going and do that, it makes us very proud.
Joe Gans has become the patron saint of corner team, so to speak, and it's actually really endearing to hear other kids or other people at the gym respond when someone asks who Joe Gans is, and they tell them, well, he's the first Black American boxer to ever win a world championship, and he's from right here in our city.
Sarah Artis is the founder of Corner Team Inc. Inside her gym, you'll find banners and pictures of Joe Gans.
He wrote letters to the editor to talk about racial injustice, and he also created employment opportunities. He sponsored social organizations.
Not only was he a boxer, he was a businessman, building the Goldfield Hotel in 1907, using the money he earned from a prize fight in Nevada.
It was one of the first businesses of its kind, black run, that blacks could go to.
Brian Alston's great-grandfather was a friend and business partner to Gans.
That hotel was a spot where, Joe Gans, I think he taught fighters, so, he helped to bring up young fighters. That was where you had local artists like U.B. Blake that went to play at that club and actually got more seen.
He was the first black man in Baltimore to have a car. He had a Masterson. It cost $5,555. And at the hotel, he hired a young U.B. Blake who was 19, and he went on to write 3 ragtime songs there. One was called the Goldfield Rag.
He represents hope, he represents perseverance, he represents determination, and he really does represent the fighting spirit of our city. So it's a story that everyone can hold on to and use to inspire them to tackle their own battles.
Somebody that can rise above his humble beginnings and make something of himself, uplift the community, help a community, and like I said, leave a legacy. Now, it's up to us to let people know about him, that he doesn't get forgotten and whitewashed out of history.
Plans are in the works for a public statue dedicated to Gans. He died at the age of 35 from tuberculosis with a record of 147 wins and only 10 losses. Reporting in Baltimore, Xavier Wary, WMAR 2 News.